Five, four, three, two, one.
Think crisscross applesauce right now and you can't see it.
I actually thought about it.
You actually just got the vibe that I was sitting crisscross
No, I
applesauce.
thought about like personally sitting crisscross applesauce.
Oh, I thought you.
Not
I was
you.
like, what are you thinking about the way I'm sitting, bro? That's weird. That's
No.
no. All right, we good? We good, twin?
Good. Yeah.
Hello and welcome. Oh, okay, you're just gonna fucking interrupt me. Hello. Sorry. Okay, we good. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Race Hangover. I'm your host, Austin Terry, joined by my other host, Katie the Boodler. And it was Monaco this weekend. Everyone's probably everyone's favorite track, let's say that. It was actually somewhat entertaining because of the mandatory two-stop that was enforced, but it kind of just took longer to get to the same um, problems that the one-stopper always faced. So Any any words of wisdom from you, Katie, before we
Before we
head into
begin?
this?
No,
Yeah,
I
before
think
we
just
begin.
just hop right in.
Okay, just dive right in on announced then. All right. So quality recap. Wasn't too much. It was an exciting quality because
Mm.
Monaco's quality is, kind of the highlight of that weekend because it kind of determines where everybody is finishing. So Lando got pole after snatching it from Charles Leclerc on the very last second of it. Leclerc had an unbelievable run throughout the entirety of practice, but it took a Monaco lap record to beat him. Which I mean, you got to keep your head up at that point because he was sad he didn't get pole in his home Grand Prix because he gets it like pretty much every year, other than that like 1 year Verstappen got it.
Yeah.
But he yeah, he just seems really, really sad and depressed every time.
Yeah.
He doesn't something goes wrong in Monaco and I feel really bad for him. But yeah, that was majority. If I missed anything, do let me know, Katie.
No, I just think the one funny thing is looking back at him saying like last week, like too many high hopes for Monaco, and he was like, no. And you know what? I think that after that, this is a good outcome, but we'll get
Yeah,
into
almost sticks it on pole after saying, I have no expectations for
no
this.
no expectation. Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the race, I have another very detailed one. I show up, I do my job, I go to work. So race starts, turn one, immediate Lando lockup. But he managed to get off the brakes and then turn into that corner, so no collisions, unlike the F2 feature race, which
I was
I
gonna
just needed
mention
to.
that at one. I was
Yeah. We need to
done.
mention that. That's
I was
crazy.
done.
He just had no, like, he didn't even aim to turn into that corner. He just went straight through.
I,
But yeah. Anyways, so the F1 race didn't end up like that. But Antonelli nominated Kim not Kim Bortoleto for the head-on collision challenge with the barrier. Now, Bortoleto took him great overtake, and then Kimi immediately snatched it back, but left nowhere for Bortoleto to go. Maybe he should have saw it, maybe he shouldn't. Who knows? It's Monaco, you can't really go anywhere. So he just made out with the barrier for a bit and then got on his merry way. But after that, this is probably your favorite part of the entire Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly slams into the back of Yuki Tsunoda and loses a tire. And then his brakes makes it back to the pit lane in a very, very unsafe condition and just parks up in front of the Williams garage.
that was actually probably was my favorite part because it was the most entertaining. Like he's leaving debris like a trail of breadcrumbs all the way back to the pit lane. Like my mom's watching, she's like, "That has to be really expensive, right?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it does."
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, that was actually really funny watching it. But I like there was a yellow flags. They didn't immediately pan to Pierre. They were trying to find him,
Yeah.
but they didn't say who
Why?
it was. So I was like scanning the map, and I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna be Lando." Like
Well, no,
he
because
slapped a wall.
immediately I saw Pierre drop down one. I was like, "Oh, an overtake," and then he just kept dropping, and they were like, "Yellow flag for someone." I'm like, "Surely it's Gasly then." And they like couldn't find him, and I'm like, "Look at who just dropped from like P11 to 20." Like, and then they
You
finally pan to him, and he's lost a tire. I'm like, "Yep, that would probably be it."
You were jumping out of your seat, celebrating it, like getting a rally towel. Like,
No.
honestly, it was really funny because I just the
What?
second anything happens with Gasly, I like pick up my phone immediately. I'm like, oh, like start texting you because I know you're just cheesing, but you might be a bit behind me, so you're like,
Yeah, you can't say what happened because my computer's always behind. You're like, oh.
Gasly, no, and then you're just like, and then you just lock into the screen for like 5 seconds. Okay. After that, Liam Lawson held up quite literally the entire second half of the grid
So
for
funny.
Hadjar to go and get his stops in and then go up the road, which I mean, he did a very good job. The Racing Bulls had a great
They had a great
strategy the
weekend.
entire weekend. Yeah, they were on it. They both got points, if I believe,
They
right?
did. Double points.
They did. Is this Liam Lawson's first points of the year?
It sure is.
Yeah, that's I was like because he didn't get any in that Red Bull and he
He
certainly
sure
hasn't got any to
didn't.
this point. So after that, Max briefly mentioned the Monaco Grand Prix in 1972, showing his unbelievable ball knowledge.
Crazy pull for the middle of a race. Like, what?
He was sitting there scheming it up. He's like,
You're
oh,
like,
what should I compare this to? But after that, the unluckiest man in F1 this season, Fernando Alonso, from a very good position in points, DNFs, which was very unfortunate but quite funny because it's like,
yeah.
how much longer can this go on before before he gets these points?
Still no points
Uh,
this season. It's the longest he's gone. Like, it's the only time he's gone 8 races in
mhm.
with no points since his rookie year.
Yeah, it's insane. You feel
No
bad for him
rookie
'cause
joke there, just disappointment.
just a disappointment. We'll let it rest for a week, hopefully. But Sainz after that did the same for Alex Albon because James Vowles went on the Sky Radio and was like, "Yeah, we see what they're doing. It's quite smart. They kind of have to do it," and then immediately starts doing it. So I found that really quite funny.
Yeah.
Um, and then Georgia had enough of the Williams blockade, proceeds to cut the corner, then admits he's just gonna take the penalty. So they instead of giving him a 5-10 second penalty, they gave him a drive through.
He's like, I'm just gonna wear that one. Like,
Like, surely you just go, oh, like he's too far back. I can't swap positions. It'll like
yeah,
be a detriment to my race. You don't admit. I'm just gonna take the
I'm
penalty.
just gonna
Like,
take it. He's driving erratically.
he's driving erratically. Yeah.
The two of them beefing is so funny. And then obviously, we'd probably get to it later too, but then Alex bought him dinner, all is well with the
Yeah, I
2019.
saw. I didn't see the quote of George saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go out to dinner with Alex. He's paying."
Yeah, he said that. He said
So
he
I
was
just, I
there.
after work, I just hopped on my phone, saw a picture of them out to dinner together, and I'm like, "How did that
He made
transpire?" And
up.
then I scrolled, and it was the next post that goes, "Oh, I'm going out for dinner with Albano," and I was like, "Okay."
He's paid. Did you see the he
I in
commented,
the
Nor, come back. He's frozen. It's my Wi-Fi, not his. He's texting me. Austin, no. Oh, he left. Come back. Come back. Come back. Just me and my neighbors getting their roof done. Can literally see them out the window. Why did he leave? Come back. Anyway, this is a solo podcast now. I just want to say really quick before Austin gets back in here. I've been carrying on Twitter and TikTok and actually everywhere. 99% of our posts are me, and I've had 3 hit tweets actually. So go follow us over on Twitter because we're pretty funny. But yeah, like 3 hit tweets yesterday. Um, 95 likes, 3.8K views, 44 likes, 2.3 views, 2.3K. And then a whopping 5.4K views and 148 likes. I'm just being really funny over there. So follow us on Twitter. Shout out. Okay, he's literally not coming back. Hello? He doesn't care about this show. Hey, and 2 hit TikToks. And by hit TikToks,
So every driver has a button that they get a chance to sprinklers on. around the track. So we need to give that position back to Albon. I'll take the penalty.
Very topical. That's what we were just talking about when he crashed out. Brother. So it actually might not have been my Wi-Fi. It's okay, the show will go on. I will continue. So we've lost Austin, but the story I was gonna tell. He sent me a picture. Hold on. His Zoom won't connect. Anyway, story I was gonna tell, he's texting me back, was not even a funny story. It was just a funny comment of Alex's on George's Instagram. He had like the chance to do the funniest thing. And he did. Alex or George posted like whatever, like great dinner. No, I don't even remember what he said. George was like, "Oh, Alex owes me dinner, whatever," on his own Instagram. And then Alex commented, "I'll take you to a drive-through." Oh, diabolical. No, his dad getting home crashed his Wi-Fi. Okay, farewell to this Zoom and me all alone. Gonna try and make another one. We'll see what happens.
God. Okay, I don't even know where I left off. Like, when did
Don't worry
you
about it.
stop
I
hearing
kept
me?
the show going.
Oh God. Did you finish the rest of it?
Yeah, I wrapped up the George thing. Just move on.
Okay. The George thing?
Well, yeah, that's what we were on.
So, oh, I thought you were gonna like wrap up the rest of the race. Oh
Oh,
my God.
no, just the George thing. You keep going.
Oh, thanks. That's half the job. Okay. All right, anyway. Hold on. I'm gonna check them like decently in frame. Okay, word. Okay. So we're back. Max backed up Lando in probably not to help Charles, but it was a case of probably backing him up to have them race each other, maybe cause a red flag
Yeah.
so that he can or cause a cheap safety car so he can pit and win the race. It did end up happening. Lando had it under control the entire way. He was just teasing him. Every time they got to the DRS straight, he just took off down the road.
Yeah.
But when Max finally pit, he went back down to P4 where he would have been had he actually no, he would have been disqualified had he not pit. But he went down to P4 and the hill stayed the same. Lando took off down the road. Crofty did his whole speech of every time someone wins.
He kind
And
of screwed
then
up, low key. It pissed me off.
Crofty?
Yeah. The one thing he said, this is a nitpick thing, but he was like, he kind of fumbled and you could tell he knew he fumbled it, where he said something like he's been waiting for another win and he doesn't have to wait any longer, but he like, it didn't flow. And I was like, damn, you screwed that one up. Edits are gonna suck.
Your pre-recorded speech.
He didn't practice enough. And I'll put the clip in, but that pissed me off
Yeah.
actually.
You gotta allow it. We all love Crofty.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so the final three in that was Norris, Leclerc, Piastri. So two Leclercs were on the podium.
Yep.
Great day for the Leclerc family. Leo was probably celebrating crazy.
And
Um,
3 Monaco home wins.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's every driver's home race. They, I wonder why they all live in Monaco, guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't. I have like the dog pulled up. I have you on a smaller screen, so I didn't know. Like I couldn't read your facial expression, so I didn't know
I
if you
actually do
actually.
know. Don't worry.
Okay, I didn't know if you actually. I was like, please don't make me have to explain this. Okay, so shall we move on to the top three moments? I'll let you start because I've been yapping for quite a bit.
Okay. Um, one of my top three was Liam Lawson holding up literally everyone. I found that very funny, and as a Liam Lawson fan, I enjoyed it, and I gave his first points. So that was one of my. If it sounds like there's open fire on my end outside, my neighbors are getting their roof redone, and it really sounds like people are just shooting back and forth. They're not.
Hey, you never know what happens in the streets of Ottawa.
The suburbs, the whitest suburbs, yeah.
My this is in no particular order. My three, but
Oh,
my
I only
first
did
one I
one of
had.
them.
I
Okay.
know I'm doing my one, and then I'm just saying they're in no particular order.
Right.
My one was the George and Albon scrap. The entire way of it, the radio messages that come with it was really funny to me. So that
Yeah.
was up there.
That was also one of mine, was George and Alex beefing.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, but then I'll go to my last one, and this one's just kind of goofy. Lando asking for Oscar. I was like kind of tuned out just listening at work, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Where's Oscar? I need him." And I was like, "What the heck?" I texted Austin, I'm like, "Get a room."
Where's my wife? I need him.
Shout
No,
out to that moment for making us go
that
Twitter.
was so funny. I saw it and I like immediately hopped to my phone, but you'd beat me to the punch or something. Um, my two, I had Alonso continuing to be unlucky and just DNFing. It shouldn't be funny, but I found it really good.
Well,
Um,
it's funny because he's had enough success that he doesn't need these wins, so it's just
yeah,
like he's still
he's
kicking it.
he's done enough. And then my last one, because I stole your one of yours,
Yeah.
was Gasly parking in front of the Williams garage, and just the still image of him in front of it. The mechanics are like,
Didn't they literally have to stop him because
they had, yeah,
they like
they,
caught him?
yeah, because like the one of the commentators, he was like, that's really dangerous, like not
Yeah,
being like not stopping in the pits, blah, blah, blah. But like just put a
couldn't
car
stop.
jack in front of him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, crazy.
But that was yeah, that
Yeah,
was our top three.
some good moments. For as
I want
boring
to
as a race as it was, it's pretty exciting.
yeah, they really thought they were cooked with the two stop thing where they had to make do an extra stop, but it just
Yeah,
delayed getting to the point of everyone backing each other up.
yeah,
It just made it more complicated to back people
yeah.
up, but it still happened. And it's
Yeah. It was
the top,
entertaining, but for
yeah,
the wrong reasons.
the top five have like a lovely day out in Monaco. Like it's a lovely day out. Anything below that, you're fighting for your life.
Yeah. And just a quick shout out to Mercedes' awful weekend. I know we talked about George, but like just terrible weekend for Mercedes.
They that
I
Toto
think they
side
forgot they
eye.
had to pit even once.
I don't think they forgot. I think they were holding out for like two safety cars.
No,
It
I
was
know that.
then why didn't you say it?
Yeah, and then awful qualifying, unfortunately. Yeah, just a
Yeah, I
bad,
mean,
bad all around weekend.
if George's car didn't go kaput on him, he would have been able to
Yeah.
probably be in that top 10 and maybe have a nicer day out. But instead, he got a free dinner from Albon. So
Hey, he's a real winner.
some people would pay to go to dinner with Albon.
Sorry. Okay,
All
now
right.
on to the Race Hangover Awards. Austin, who's your driver of the day?
I had for not bottling pole, Lando Norris.
Okay, yeah, I was between him and Charles, to be honest.
hmm It's just it looked like the very start looked like he was out of control of it, and it was a bit
Yeah,
worrying. But late in the race, during the entire race, he
yeah,
had it
um,
fully under control, and that's not an easy thing to do
yeah,
in
and
Monaco.
getting fastest lap, final lap.
On the final lap as well,
Yeah,
when your tires shouldn't be as good as they
yeah,
are. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, no one really did enough overtaking or anything, so I just gave it to the guy who started P1 and ended P1.
yeah, and that kind of leads into comeback king because there's literally no comebacks in Monaco. Like, who'd you have?
I had Lewis gaining two places
See, I was gonna put
after his
that.
penalty.
I was gonna put
That
that, but I didn't. I said literally no one, but big shout out to Esteban Ocon.
shout out King. Like,
Shout out Esteban, really.
uh, my radio, I think we're probably gonna have the same one here. Is George Russell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which one of it is yours? Because mine is the if I prefer not to
I prefer
speak.
not to speak was really good, but then also, what did the end of like that whole thing where he just goes, "Tell Kimmy," what is even I forget what he said. It was like tell Kimmy he has to something on the brakes. Like he's basically was like, "I'm done. I'm sacrificing myself. Tell Kimmy to keep going." Like what? The
Yeah,
whole thing was hilarious.
he was, and then afterwards the crash out was so funny.
Every driver should have a button for sprinklers. Like, what are we on about? And then he's like, yeah, next time just make it 15 pit stops. Make it a Lego race. I was like,
A Lego race around that would be amazing.
yeah,
Make it like a 10 lap Lego race.
that
I
would
just
take years. Those things go so slow. They're
10
also
lap Lego race.
they're
And
also
then
still too big to fit on that track.
oh yeah, they were huge, but at least you'd have fun.
funny.
I can just imagine someone dive bombing someone and just pinning them into the wall. Like
Yeah, debris everywhere.
there could be a lot for this next award. The
Yeah,
Invisible Man.
I went with Yuki. Just in the contrast of there's usually a lot going on with him,
Mhm.
and there wasn't really as much this weekend.
I thought Yuki, but then I remembered he was involved in the gasoline incident.
He was.
So that was something huge that he was
Yeah.
involved in. So I didn't know. I put Lance Stroll.
Yeah, fair. He's
I completely
he's
forgot he was out there.
yeah, but that happens every week. So like it's,
Yeah,
it's bad.
he was in that pack and
Yeah.
he was just a member of that pack that didn't have
Yeah.
any memorable moments. And honestly, I mean, it could have been this isn't a diss to Lance Stroll. This could have been one of like five drivers.
Yeah.
Could have been so many people, but Lance Stroll was the one where I don't remember looking at the timing sheet and going, "Oh, that's where they are."
Yeah. I mean, Ollie also probably could have been considered just because he was out of the race basically
Yeah.
after qualifying. So yeah, that was
Well, funny.
unfortunate too.
Mhm. I need to bring this up. I love how he has like the easiest mascot of all time. Like he's just a bear.
Just a
Like
bit.
it was just the easiest pick of all time. He just got given a mascot.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
I was they put him on an onboard and I just saw the bear on the top of the helmet because I don't
Yeah.
I don't look at Ollie too much. And then I was just like, oh, like he's like that's the easiest mascot of all time. I could see why he'd have that. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I felt the need to bring that up because it was just
Right.
really
Of
fun.
course. Okay. And then brake check champion.
Pierre Gasly.
Yeah, gotta be Pierre Gasly.
The only one that actually crashed. It has to be Pierre
Well,
Gasly.
Alonso did, but
It was
yeah.
that was just sad.
Yeah. Pierre really caused some chaos.
He did because he hurt Yuki in the process, guys.
Yeah. It was more like going all the way back to the pit lane, just leaving parts of his front wing
That is all.
everywhere. That was
If it
like
was if it was just a normal crash, I almost would have given this to just Liam Lawson for holding everyone up and just pissing off the drivers behind him.
Liam Lawson, the usual suspect.
He's,
It's so funny.
at the
They
end
need
of the
to give him just
season,
for the plot.
we're gonna tally up who got the most what and
Yes.
just
Yes.
he's just gonna bank check champion
Big
Liam
change.
Lawson unless he gets replaced.
You know what? We should start updating that weekly.
We should.
Not even weekly, but like sometimes. Because have you seen there's a thing going around where it's like the anti-World Drivers' Championship and it's like who's caused the most like
Yeah,
money
yeah.
and damage.
I remember that last year. It was
Here
so
was
funny.
leading, and I think he's pulling away here.
Well, he didn't cost Alpine a single buck last year.
No,
He
but
was the oh yeah, he was the only driver last year to not cause a single like dollar in damage.
he's making up for it this year.
And then this year he's like far and away the
Yeah.
top because it was one of I think it was Albon who was number one last time. It was one of the Williams because
Yeah.
he was just like break everything and then so Albon did.
Probably
Um
Logan. But
yeah but it was actually really funny. I love those like anti because it's like you never think about and they calculate how much they've cost them as well.
yeah.
So it's so funny just seeing like you're like that's more money than I'll ever make in a lifetime and you're just easily spending it.
Yeah, it really makes me realize why they say sorry every time they crash. They're like, sorry.
Kimmy, poor guy, and he crashed in qualifying. Sorry, guys, sorry. They're like, it's okay, Kimmy. They're like, sorry, sorry, sorry.
Like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Just a
Please
child.
don't get my seat about three.
Oh, Valtteri, I keep forgetting he exists, and
I
then
know, me too.
I'll just look on social media and he's just
And
doing a
I
grid
see
walk.
then I see his freaking platinum blonde mullet, and I'm like, oh yeah.
There he is. There's my king. He's
Him on the freaking roller coaster. Where was that? That was a while ago. Do you know that it's
oh
like the
yeah.
360 video of him on the
Honestly, he loves that stuff. Have you
I like
seen
that
his
they just bring him around for like content.
have you seen his well what were you follow oh you probably weren't following him at the time. Like, a
Okay.
couple years ago, he posted so many pictures of his bare ass on Instagram that someone made a calendar of it. So every month there's just a picture of Valtteri's bare ass. And like
I had not
I,
seen that, no.
like I would go on Instagram and I would just be like, oh, Valtteri posted, swipe once and it's his bare ass. I'm like, okay.
Awesome.
Uh I haven't seen him do it this year, but I fear it'll come at some point.
Well, he posted his freaking. I reposted that his like his thigh tan. Posted his naked thighs.
That's honestly the tamest Valtteri Bottas moment, I think.
Right. Okay. Well, anything else you want to say about Monaco?
Um, it was somewhat enjoyable. It was a nice watch. The drivers seemed to just enjoy their day out
They
in
should.
their home country.
Yeah.
And I can see why people want it off the grid, but they need to do something. I don't know what they need to do. I saw a meme somewhere, and it's like how to make yeah, the jump, how to make Monaco better, and it's just jump over the water. And it was so
Yeah.
funny. But no,
Why do they? It was that weird turn. Why do they have that?
um
It's the
just to
one
make
George cut.
track,
Like,
yes, just to make the track trickier, so it isn't just a straight all the way.
but would people
Um,
not actually be able to like pass if it was a straight?
yeah,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
could honestly make the
It-
tunnel and that a DRS straight, but
yeah. Didn't know if I was just crazy for thinking that or if, okay.
yeah, I'm not too sure on it, but I think it's just 'cause it's been there forever. They're not going to
Yeah,
change the
for
track
sure.
layout.
Plus, I gotta do
Because
something
yeah,
that isn't the
I
picture.
don't know what they have to do, but they have to do something. It's not boring, but it's a track that you're not looking forward to on the calendar if
Yeah.
you're not a driver who or getting to go there. Like if you're just sitting there thinking, oh, we've got the Monaco Grand Prix this weekend, you think, oh, like legendary track,
Yeah.
great qualifying, that's it.
Hmm.
And the race is always just who's going to crash? Is there going to be a safety car? And the safety car doesn't truly benefit anyone because the field is so spread out because of people holding each other up
Yeah.
that you can pit under a safety car and maybe gain one position. It's,
True.
I mean, I just sound like a really old person complaining about this, but
Yeah. But next up, we've got Spain. Thoughts?
I
Prayers?
love this. I love the Spain press. Yeah, I love the Spain track. Hopefully Fernando can get some points in this one.
Yeah.
Um, but I saw something where Red Bull said they wanted to be within 25 points of the Drivers' Championship, and they are exactly 25 points of the Drivers' Championship at Spain, where they wanted to be. Like they're like, by Spain, we have to be at least 25 behind.
Yeah, because we're one third of the way through.
Hmm. Yeah.
Crazy.
So if they can get their car back on track, like it will be a very interesting remaining bit of the season. If not, it will just be Lando and Oscar featuring the occasional Verstappen win,
Yeah.
which
Which,
I'm not complaining about.
which,
But compared to the season we got last year, where so many different people want to race,
yeah.
it's kind of it's kind of like, oh, but this
Yeah.
one I feel like we might get a new world champion this year, whether it is Lando or Oscar.
Mm.
Or hey, maybe Ferraris get it together starting now, and then Leclerc or Lewis
Yeah.
get a push. Who knows?
Who knows?
But I
Isaac
think
Arthur breaking into the top 10.
he's 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 doing very good.
Doing very
I've
well. And
I've I've
probably
noticed that.
he's been in his car all season. That
Yeah.
tends to help. That you're not like
I
screwing around.
Yuki isn't doing terribly in that thing,
No.
so there's no call to like remove him. But if they remove him, I think there's gonna be like outbursts because
Yeah.
they
Well,
need to fix that car before
yeah.
they
Yeah.
start
I
changing
hope they leave
drivers.
Isaac and Liam where they are.
Yeah, I mean Isaac's still young. Like he's got
Yeah.
so many years to go. Like you don't need to force him into this Red Bull seat immediately. But who knows? They might do it. We might see a Liam Lawson Hadja Red Bull duo in the future.
Yeah.
Liam
Oh,
is never
yeah.
getting back in that car. He's never touching that car again.
Good. You should go somewhere else. And then you were talking about drivers championship and then constructors. No,
It's a
no
it's a
point even
long.
talking
Yeah,
about it.
it's
Crazy how big
it's
of a
going.
change.
I mean,
The fight
unless
for
the
second.
five. I mean, that's what everyone will be watching that because you do get quite a lot of money depending on where you finish. So they, I mean, it was the difference for Williams a couple of years ago where they scraped like 2 points and got ahead of Haas or something. But yeah, the race for second will be entertaining
Yeah.
because what is Mercedes second?
Still barely, I think.
Yeah, because Verstappen is hauling that Red Bull points.
Yeah.
And then and the Ferraris are getting decent average points every single race weekend, it seems.
Yeah.
So
Williams is getting in there.
Williams is
Getting in there.
they're
They
putting in
still, yeah, they still have their 25 or whatever. No,
yeah.
more than that now.
They've got
I think
quite a
they're at
lot. I
50.
mean,
Yeah, I think they're 50.
I mean, they're putting in the work. As long as their car doesn't go to complete trash to the end of the season, they'll obviously do really well this season and have more money to put into next year's car, which they're already 100% focused on.
Yeah. They have
Which is
54 points, so
yeah. Oh,
not
I
bad.
wanted to bring up the Vals and Toto arguing from the
Oh,
balcony.
yeah, me too. I thought about it when you were talking about something and I forgot. It's probably when you crashed out that I forgot.
It probably was, yeah.
Sorry.
But it was so funny just seeing like because I
Yeah.
was just scrolling and I was just like, what happened there? And they're
The
just going at
screenshots
each
are
other on the
funnier.
balcony.
The screenshots are funnier than the video because it's just like,
What possibly could they have been arguing?
yeah.
I was 100% about the
Yeah,
corner
what
cutting,
possibly
but
could it be?
yeah, why were you holding my cars up? Like the Toto side eye as well.
That was so funny. I watched that live and I took a video. I was like, what the hell?
Every time they pan a Toto, he like flip farms. It's so funny.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
that's all that's all I got in my brain.
that's all I got. It says here that I'm doing the outro. So
Yeah.
before I go to that, special note, we are on Spotify now, so you can see our episodes, listen to our episodes without seeing our faces, as Austin so eloquently puts it. But that is all we have for this week. We will see you next week after the, what's it even called? Spain,
Spanish Grand Prix.
right? Where is,
Barcelona.
oh, that's what I thought.
Oh, it's like Circuit de Catalonia
Yeah,
or
yeah, it's
something.
called anyway, after the Spanish Grand Prix. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We've been, I don't know, kind of doing pretty well on those. I threw a little ad in for this while you were crashed out, saying how much work I was doing on Twitter, getting us hit tweets.
So
But
you have a job.
I have a job that's more hours actually. Anyway, but yeah, follow us over on all of those at the Race Hangover. You know, pretty simple, and then subscribe here at Shutter Sport Media on YouTube. And that's about it.
I reposted something today, by the way.
I saw.
Yeah. Great shit from me. I'm
Congrats.
not doing anything till another week from now.
How about you edit these videos, huh?
I could if you really wanted me to.
That's all right, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye.
Bye.